So, September is PCOS Awareness Month, and I wanted to share my story with you guys and just share how I manage my symptoms of PCOS. Hi, guys. So, welcome back to my channel. I do have PCOS, and I wanted to share my story and share what PCOS is and how I personally manage my symptoms. So, PCOS, Polycystic Ovarian Syndrome, is exactly what it is. It's very upfront, polycystic. So, a lot of cysts in the ovaries, and it's a syndrome. It's a combination of symptoms, right? And so, you have all these cysts in your ovaries, and it pretty much messes up the woman's reproductive system. It messes with the reproductive organs. It causes a lot of hormone imbalances. That's pretty much all it is. It's just hormone imbalances. And so it messes with estrogen and progesterone. And estrogen and progesterone, it regulates your menstrual cycle. So if they're not being regulated correctly, you're gonna get a lot of missed and skip periods. And that's how I found out I had PCOS, because I didn't have a period in almost a year. It was like 6 to 9 months. I went without a period. And I remember telling my mom, and she took me to an endocrinologist at the University of Miami. And I remember them giving me a big packet and telling me to lose weight and work out. Of course, she explained PCOS, and back then it wasn't a lot of research. It wasn't a lot of information now about it. Even now when I research, it's way more information than it was back then, like 12 years ago. But they're still saying, oh, not enough research. But there's a lot of women who have PCOS and don't even know they have PCOS. So the big three main issues and symptoms with PCOS, you have high elevated male hormone levels in your system. You have high male hormones and low female hormones. So it causes a lot of like hair growth under your chin and in places that you don't need it to be. It causes a lot of insulin resistance. It causes acne, depression, anxiety, weight gain, just a plethora of symptoms. So the best way to manage it, usually a doctor will put you on hormone regulating drugs. So my doctor, the endocrinologist who diagnosed me 12 years ago, she put me on metformin and she put me on birth control. So the combination of these two are supposed to balance out my hormone levels to combat the symptoms. But these medications were making me so sick. The metformin is a type 2 diabetes medicine, and it's supposed to help with insulin resistance. And then the birth control is supposed to help regulate hormones as well, on top of like preventing you from getting pregnant. But with PCOS, you get weight gain, and it's hard for you to like lose a lot of fat, especially around like the belly area, that visceral fat. So I'm taking birth control pills, which is making me gain weight. And then I have PCOS, which is making me gain weight. And so these combination together is just making me gain even more weight. And then I'm taking metformin. A lot of the side effects of metformin is like GI issues. I remember I was on the bathroom one day and I fainted, because it just has a lot of like funky effects. So I just stopped taking it. I remember I went back to the doctor and she was like, oh, we could taper you down. You're on 50, maybe you could go 25. I said, I don't want to be on none of it. So I just stopped taking it because it was just messing up my body. I felt worse with the medication than on the medication. So the second line, of course, well, I feel like it should be the first line, which is like eating right, lifestyle changes, things of that nature. Of course, it took me a couple years to really be serious about my lifestyle change. Once I became a nurse, or when I was on the road to becoming a nurse, that's when I got really, really serious about like holistic health and changing my diet. And I lost 50 pounds. Of course, I gained it back with nursing, but I am on my journey again, which I am showing you guys my weight loss journey, because I don't like to call it a weight loss journey. I like to just call it a lifestyle change, just like a holistic journey that I'm on, because I just want to be more like intentional with the foods that I eat and being more active. I don't want to live a sedentary lifestyle, because that's just going to exacerbate all of the symptoms. my PCOS and how it manifests for me, I just I get a lot of like hair like on my chin, and then my neck was like darker. Like, I mean, it's dark, but it was like way more darker than this, like pitch black dark, you know? So it's like night and day now. And also like I get into these bouts of depression, like, and like feeling so emotional, and I just know like it's the PCOS like acting up. So I have to make sure that I'm eating like good foods. So I try to eat foods that's gonna regulate my hormone levels. So I just go on Google and just look at like hormone balanced foods, things like plant-based foods. I've learned that for me, plant-based dieting is the best way for me. Like, you have to listen to your body and see what your body likes and what it reacts to. But I've been on plenty diets. I've been on keto, I've been on Mediterranean, I've been on this, that, and the third. But PCOS, as far as for my PCOS, and on top of PCOS, I have HS. I have hidradenitis suppurativa. And not to get too crazy about that, it's just like inverse acne that goes on like in your sweat glands. So like under your arms, where you sweat a lot, under your breasts, like in your groin area, and you get like boils and just acne, and it don't look good. So I have HS and I have PCOS, and they're just fighting in my body for the #1 spot. So I have to make sure that I get all this under control. So that's why I just manage it best with food and exercise. Foods that I usually eat, I don't have like specific foods, but I just try to eat foods that's gonna fuel me, because realistically that's what food is. Like, of course we love to go out to eat. I love to go out to eat. I love to eat pasta, bread, and all that stuff, but I know that stuff is not good for me, and I need to be eating things that's gonna clear me out, that's gonna make my skin glow, and that's gonna replenish me and hydrate me and give me nourishment. So that's what I do when I eat. It's like, is this food gonna fuel me, or is it gonna weigh me down? You know, is this food going to like nourish my organs, or is it gonna like wash it out, you know? So it's like for breakfast, for example, like for breakfast, I can have like grits, eggs, sausage, bacon, waffles, pancakes, or I can have like a chia bowl with granola and meat and nuts and seeds and a smoothie and like green things, right? That's gonna feed me on a cellular level. That's gonna help with my hormone imbalance. So I have to always make sure that I'm like being conscious about what I'm putting into my body. That's like #1. I mean, it's the uphill battle. I still get like the depression moments and the binge eating moments, because that's what PCOS do. It really messes you up. So I'm like, every day I wake up, I'm fighting, like, you know, talk about fighting demons. Like, I'm fighting depression, I'm fighting anxiety, I'm like fighting to be better and to feel better every single time. And I feel like sometimes I'm really hard on myself, but I have to understand that I have these conditions that's like trying to prevent me from living my best life. And if I want to live my best life, and I want to live healthy, and I want to be here for a long time, and I want to bear kids, I know that I have to clean up my act, and I have to clean up the foods that I eat, and I have to be more healthy, and I have to be more active, and I can't live such a sedentary lifestyle and lay around all day. And I can lay around all day. Like, if I can win the award for like laying out all day, I'm the relaxation queen. Like, I want to go to bed right now, you know, but I just feel like with the PCOS, I feel like I'm always fighting. But no, like, every day feels like I'm fighting a battle. Like, every day I get up and I have to like fight my mind and fight my thoughts and say like, no, like, even though you want to lay out and you want to lay down and you want to be in bed all day, like, that's why I look crazy like this. I literally just I just got up and I worked out. I just worked out, and it's my off day. Like, I'm off today, and I could just lay in bed all day, but I said, you know what, I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna work out, and I'm gonna be active, and I'm gonna make sure that I cook, and I'm gonna make sure what I cook is gonna be good. I'm actually cooking quinoa and salmon and like okra and peppers and avocados, things that's gonna fuel me, things that's gonna nourish me, things that's gonna replenish me. So instead, I mean, I could always go out there and eat something else, but I'm not like, you know, self-control is key. So I'm always working on battling my PCOS and battling these things. Like, I just feel like these conditions, all it is just a diagnosis. It's not who you are. It doesn't define you. When you go to the doctor and they tell you, oh, you have this condition or this condition or this condition, it's just like, that's just a diagnosis. Like, you know, I'm not gonna let that define me. I'm not gonna let that like trample my life. I'm gonna fight it, whatever it is, you know. And I know that I have these conditions that's like fighting to be like number one. I told y'all they fighting for the number one spot right now. It's like PCOS for the win, then my HS starts to flare up and this starts to go crazy. So it's just like, I am in control of my life. As long as I can get up every single day and be an able body, as long as I have air coming in and out of my lungs, I'm going to do the best that I can to be better. You know, yeah, I gain weight, lose weight, gain weight, lose weight, but I just have to keep this in the forefront of my mind. Like, not think about the scale, think about how I feel. And that's most important. All in all, I just feel like the best way for me to manage the symptoms is a good lifestyle change. Because growing up, vegetables was like the least thing I had on my plate. It was just a lot of rice, a lot of meat, no veggies. And now that I'm an adult, I'm trying to like reverse that. Like, more vegetables, less meat, less rice. So it's like now I have to like reprogram myself. Everything that I thought was like okay is not okay. And just imagine me being 17 years old, having this disorder, not really knowing anything about this disorder. And, you know, the doctor's telling you to lose weight, lifestyle change. I mean, in high school, I was pretty active, like in high school, because of the band. And, you know, we exercised every single day. We had long practices, sweating, all 9 yards. But after practice, I was not eating right. You know, after practice, I would just go to the ice cream truck and get hot Cheetos, hot sausages, and don't let the candy lady come around. Like, she had fried food, she had fries, sometimes chicken, Jungle Punches. And Jungle Punches was hard to come by. Like, they don't be having Jungle Punches out here like that no more. But pretty much I wasn't eating right. Yeah, I was active in school, but I still wasn't eating right. So I still had the flare-ups. I still had those acne, hair growth, all that kind of stuff. And it gives you like insecurity. Like, people used to make fun of me all the time because of like my neck and my hair growing on my chin. And they used to like say all types of things. And I didn't really know what was going on. I mean, prior to getting diagnosed, I didn't really know what was going on. I just like ignored it, rubbed it off my shoulders. I think I have pretty thick skin. So it's just, now that I know what the issue is, like, there's no excuse as into why I can't make changes to live a better life. So even though I have PCOS, even though I have HS, I have to make that lifestyle commitment to live a better life, to live with, I have to make that commitment to just live a better life. So this is my story. If you guys want to hear any more things, if you want me to share any more, let me know in the comments below. And yeah. But no. This week on What's on Your Wash Day playlist, I've been feeling very like Rick Ross type of vibes. Y'all know I'm from Miami, and I've just been feeling very in a Rick Ross mood, because it just makes me feel like boss. Like, it just makes me feel like a boss. Like, listening to Rick Ross just makes me feel like a boss. Like, it just makes me feel like I can just go for more. Like, you did that, but you could go a little more. You went hard, but you could go a little harder. So, you know, I just feel like I could go harder right now in my life, and I want to live that luxury lifestyle like Rick Rozayyyy. So you got a Rick Ross playlist in the description box below. What's on Your Wash Day playlist? And I will see you guys next week.